Hello guys and welcome back. Before I get into today's video, first I have to shout out the artist behind today's thumbnail. It's Tenta Prince, a friend of the channel and makes some amazing art over on DeviantArt. So definitely go check out Tesh's page and show some support. Link will be down in the description below. So today I'm finally going over a very heavily requested fan video, which as you saw by the title and thumbnail is everything we know about Talon. So if you guys are happy this video is happening, thanks Snapdragon. He requested it a bunch and you guys liked his comment and supported that idea, so that's why this is happening. If you haven't beaten Borderlands 2 or made it at least past the wildlife exploitation preserve in the story mode, then you should wait on this video. It does contain spoilers. So with that, let's get right into it. Alright, so first let's get into the background. Mordecai was one of the playable Vault Hunters in Borderlands 1 and returned to Borderlands 2 as an NPC or non-playable character. His action skill in Borderlands 1 was throwing his pet bird Bloodwing. Bloodwing also returned in Borderlands 2, but during the events of the story was captured by Handsome Jack and eventually killed. Obviously Mordecai wasn't too happy about that, but there wasn't too much closure in the vanilla game unless you watch the end credit scene where Mordecai is shown holding an egg and a new bird is hatching out, which we have a picture of that I'll show on the screen. Also, another small piece of information, Bloodwing is the name of the bird, which might seem pretty standard, and the species of the bird is actually called trash feeders, which were the same birds we fought in the Zombie Island of Dr. Ned DLC in Borderlands 1, except they were the undead variant, so they were called corpse eater. But in a mission where we collected their eggs, they were actually called Bloodwing eggs. So just small useless information, but thought it'd be cool to add. After Borderlands 2, we actually do get a small piece of information about Talon in the form of the loot box with the newspaper inside. So in this newspaper, there's a small section that says, request skag tongues. Food for my bird of prey. Her mother loved them. Sent to Sanctuary Post Office. Who is this talking about? Talon and Mordecai, because it's a bird of prey. Same with Bloodwing. We actually learned that maybe Talon is the son or child at least of Bloodwing, which is something that really isn't talked about besides inside this newspaper that Gearbox put in there intentionally, and a little cool piece of information that a lot of people will miss because it's not in the main games. So after that, if you only think of the games as canon, which really isn't the right way to think, but it isn't until the Borderlands 2 Headhunter pack, Sir Hammerlock versus the Son of Cromarax, that we learn anything else about Talon. We first hear about Talon when the Vault Hunters are told to give the VAR kid Hammerlock's scent so they can track him in the DLC. When Mordecai is questioned by the other Vault Hunters, mainly Brick, as to the validity of this method, he responds,
"Go ahead and get the fertility fest started without us. Brick's still packing and Mordecai's trying to shove his bird back into its cage."
Talon! Talon! Get in the cage, I'll feed you skaghead, eh?
Where's my tuxedo t-shirt? It's a t-shirt, but it looks like a tuxedo. I'm wearing the slow days.
Did Hammerlock leave anything behind? Anything with his scent on it?
Using a varket to track smells? You sure that'll work?
No question. Blood did it, and I'm teaching Talon now. In a couple weeks, he'll be able to track you and Lil anywhere.
Wait, you're teaching Talon to track us?
Yeah. Borrow some of your old shirts you don't use anymore, tear them up, give them to Talon so he can track the scent. Like Brick's weird tuxedo and t-shirt thing.
That was my dressy clothes!
so there's a bunch of dialogue there, just a small joke. We learn that Talon and Bloodwing could track people, which makes sense. We see in Borderlands 1 Bloodwing being able to home in on enemies and a lot of stuff like that, so it makes sense. Then later on in the DLC, we hear Lilith say,
"Oh, I haven't seen Talon since his feathers grew in. Oh my god, he is so cute!"
He's not cute, he's a badass. But yeah, be gentle. I think he likes you.
Aw, are you sure? Because he is biting pretty hard. Ow, 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 ow! Oh, he's drawing blood.
Oh crap, I'll get him off.
No, he's too cute. Ow. I love him.
Damn, girl, you weird as hell.
okay, and so that, another just Borderlands punchline, like, damn girl, you weird as hell. Great, love it. But something else that's interesting is how fast they show the progression of Talon happening. So at the end, the credits of Borderlands 2, he's just hatching out of his egg, and then by this DLC, he's already growing his feathers. And I think they're setting it up very intentionally that they want him to be full grown by the events of Borderlands 3, which would make sense. People are still speculating that a lot of Vault Hunters will be involved, past, present, and even future Vault Hunters, that Gearbox will add them all, have a lot of playable characters in this game. So it makes sense that they would want to give Bloodwing another bird to have for an action skill. Also, not only that, but just having Bloodwing with another bird can either provide momentum for the story, or maybe we'll even see him as an ally AI in the game, more so than just sniping in certain areas during Borderlands 2.
Hey guys, where's Mordecai's rack ale? I can't find.
I threw him out.
What? You quit drinking.
Yeah, can't raise Talon while I'm half in the bag, you know?
Aw, that is so cute. You put the needs of little Talon before your. Ow! He's biting me again. Ow, 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 ow.
Talon, bad.
But let me know what you guys think down below. Did you guys wish there was more on Talon? Because I do. I think he's really interesting, and it's weird that most of the information comes from one DLC and one newspaper, but that's that. Do you guys think that Mordecai and Talon will be playable in Borderlands 3, or do you think that he'll just be an AI? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys in the next one.
Nobody insults Crazy Earl's crazy mustache. Them pirates started talking smack after I tried.